Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Pale. I am Curious, and with me is I'm gonna kill myself right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Pale. I am Curious, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Gray.
Hello, I am Graylink, or Gray, if you want to call me that.
Man, it's been a long time coming. Like, we've done podcasts before, obviously, but this is like a new thing that's like kind of independent from our individual brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. To be honest, like I'm really looking forward to doing this podcast.
We've tried to do this for a very long time. We've had like 5 or 7 trials, and all of them
Yeah.
were really, really fun. But, it's not exactly podcast material exactly. But now we're going to try and make it podcasty, and hopefully this turns into something that we both really, really enjoy more than we did already.
Yeah. I was watching the Weep Crew, the podcast. I'm gonna put it on screen or something. Yeah, the Weep Crew. They said like it's a very big difference between like a conversation and a entertaining podcasting, and we're trying to figure it out still. Maybe this will also be shit, but we're gonna try it because we really like doing this.
Yeah, we're both, at least I'm not really a native speaker. I don't think you are too.
Yes.
So our English skills are not the best as they can be.
It's a good way to kick into the introductions because we should do some kind of introductions for the first episode of. It's not actually the Pale, it's the purposes of the Pale, but I don't want to say it the whole time I introduce the podcast. I'm just gonna say the Pale.
Yeah, the Pale.
But we are. What are we? Why are we here?
What are we? I ask that myself every day.
I am Curious. As you can see from what Grace said, I am not exactly your American white boy, suburban kind of kid. I hail from the glorious country of China, where no problems at all, everything's good, great fun. Yes. Besides that, I am a producer, editor, writer, production manager, general manager of a. Okay, I just make anime videos on the internet. I don't want to glorify it. I also write sometimes, and I also shit post on Twitter, except when I got banned. But we can talk about that later.
Well, I guess it's my turn now. So I am Gray. My full name is Graylink, and I make
I thought for a
videos.
second you're gonna give out your like full legal name. I was like, wait, what? By the way, guys, his full legal name is.
No, shut up. My name is Graylink, and I make videos on the internet, just like Curious. It's just that I wouldn't consider myself an anime YouTuber. I focus on media that interests me in general, and I lean towards the video essay style more than I guess the less.
He blatantly
video
copies
essay
the video essay style. That's what he means. That's what he means.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just like super eye patchful, but like bad. Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong, but okay. So yeah, I make videos, and my parents are very proud. I can tell.
My parents are really proud as well.
I'm from
of
India,
doing this.
and a country that is totally not under a fascist rule.
You're gonna get in trouble with that. I'm gonna bleep it out. I'm gonna just like bleep out something and put on the Indian national anthem in the place where you speak. Every time now. Every single time you speak from this point onwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're both from Asia, but we kind of conglomerated in this internet kind of space to talk about media and a lot of stuff that I guess we don't really see from around us. Okay, I just have to preface, I live in Europe. I don't live in like France or like Germany. I live in Eastern Europe, so it's a bit of a different thing. If you know anything about the region, I'm not gonna get into it now. But yeah, that's what we are, and that's what we like to do. And you probably came to this podcast, if this podcast ever gets like traction, probably came here from our individual channels. So please tell me I have not canceled myself during that time. And I hope Gray has just developed a snitch of originality in that time as well.
Okay, dude. Anime YouTuber 0011349.
We do come from a factory. As my friends like to joke, like he does not believe Chinese people exist. They just all spawn from the Great Wall. And I think all like anime YouTubers, they spawn from like Kadokawa.
Okay,
what the fuck are we talking about today? What is this topic of this episode?
We'll just talk about how our week has been. How's your week been?
My week has been a blur. It's leading up to the holiday, so every day I'm just like, I need to get to the break. I have a film class in my school, which you're endlessly jealous of.
Yeah. You've become the quintessential film bro.
Yes.
You should watch Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, I'm planning to. We usually analyze movies and stuff, but this time our end of term project was to film a movie, a short movie. Like the first minute of some movie, we were given the genre, The genre was war, by the way. So everybody was assigned a role. I was the editor because, oh, fucking obviously, I'm the editor. But yeah, the whole premise is that it's the school having a war, but the war is like treated seriously, but it's fought with like stupid bullshit. Like it's fought with like baguettes and like Legos, that kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
and it seemed fun, and I thought, okay, this is gonna be fine. I say a few lines, but then I underestimated how hard it is to actually like act. Like this what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. What I'm doing right now, and in my videos, it's not acting. It's just me being
Yeah.
myself and
Yeah.
speaking and enunciating, which is right, which is a good skill to have when you're talking to somebody. But when you're embodying a character, you don't speak everything like a YouTube character, YouTube fucking narrator. Like it's so different, and I didn't know that, and I got like so fucking destroyed. Like, especially theater bros, film bros. They were all like really fucking up my ass. They're like, oh, what the fuck? What is the what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the teacher who stepped in. My teacher was like, has been an actor before. He's like, you gotta relax and do this. But like, yeah, the pressure was like on me, and I was like, oh shit, how did I do it? And it was like genuinely a really stressful experience. But when I got it, it felt super rewarding because I realized the difference between embodying a character and being like a YouTube narration guy. And it's always so it's so weird that I used to conflate the two. Like I used to think, oh, I'm good at narrating YouTube videos. I must be good at speaking lines, when it's completely different. And you don't even have to be like super enunciated. You can be distraught. You might be super nervous. Then you probably don't talk or like you normally would. And all of these things are taken into account. And it's just very interesting. By the way, I wear a USSR like hat because they're like, you're Chinese, you're communist enough.
Okay. Hearing you talk about film class is just too much. It's just, I'm very jealous. Instead, we have like economics and English, which is taught by a teacher who does not like literary analysis.
What does she do then? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, she's like, for our English, we're not taught how to analyze text. Instead, her analysis of that text is given to us, and we have to study that analysis. Or not? It's not exactly her analysis. It's like the curriculum. It's set like that.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
just absolute shit.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It's absolute shit.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Yeah. The only reason I like English literature, is because I can analyze. It's literature. You're supposed to analyze. You're supposed to, read between the lines. Or you don't even have to read between the lines. Sometimes it's just right there. But oh man, she just makes it incredibly stupid and boring. There's like this one lesson. Sorry. There's like this one lesson where one dude, like a medical student, he births a child, and the child is stillborn. But then he does something really, really tricky, and then he somehow brings it back to life. It's not exact. He doesn't bring it back to life, but he saves it basically from asphyxia. And then at the end of the lesson, he says, "Oh God, I've done something real at last." I really like that line because it's like it's a good line, right? I've done something real. There's emotion in that I really, really like. And then the teacher comes in and asks, at the end, why does he say that? And then the teacher says, it's because he has more confidence now. It's because he has more practical she just makes it incredibly more like vapid and boring and ordinary. I just hate that.
That's always the case with like I know like this is like fucking first world problems compared to what you have to go through, but like my classmates, their analysis is like this. Their analysis is like super literal and like vapid and stuff, but like at least we're given the opportunity to do that. So I know, oh god, it must be super frustrating. I would want to fucking punch that teacher in the face.
I mean, god. she's fine, I guess. Man, like she kind of like views me as like a different person, like a different child,
different breed.
Yeah. So like we have like this class assembly where each year we have one day which we can use to like demonstrate our skills in like dance and like skits on stage in front of the whole school, and you're like supposed to go on stage. And I don't dance, I don't sing. I mean, and I have no like skills that can be put on display in front of the school, and I also don't really want to go on stage. So I asked her, and she said, "You're a different child. You can do whatever the fuck you want." And,
oh my god. I don't know. I have no idea what that means. Like, she might think you're like special needs, or she might think you're a prodigy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably split between there somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a spectrum. Not yeah. I guess we can talk about the video I made.
sure.
So yeah, I made a video on Freerun. I thought it was an okay video. I didn't expect it to do well, but it did pretty well for my standards. I've tried to get into the mindset of like a video essay. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make this huge video, like giant thing, and everybody's gonna be super impressed by it. Everybody's gonna suck my dick or something. But you know, that kind of content has its place. I just kind of like putting out stuff more frequently because I have these thoughts about stuff that are like pretty recent, and they just usually kind of dissipate when I keep working on the longer project. So my current plan is to make more shorter videos, and I have one coming up right now. It's about Akagasaka, the author of Oshinoko and Kaguya-sama's new manga, which is very interesting. Like it's just a lot. It's not bad, it's not good either. So it's that kind of thing. But it's really mediocre in a very interesting way, like a lot of his other work. Not okay, he has made like 4 things in total. I can't say a lot of his other work. Some of his other work. Besides that, I also made a Bochi AMV, and that's kind of fun. That's all from me, creative side. I stepped into a puddle.
Okay.
I was just like looking at Twitter, I think, on my phone, and I stepped.
Well,
What do you have today? What do you have this week?
well, this week it went better than I'd have thought it would have went. So I saw your video, both of your videos, and the AMV was really cool. I don't know.
Spasiba.
Yeah, I don't know the band or the song, but it was a pretty. You have good taste in music generally, but
Yeah. Yes. This is the only redeeming quality of me.
But I should not have said that. You're gonna okay.
Now let's talk about the 9-minute ambient song with like a really.
Yeah. Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. And I also watched your 5-minute video, which was really compact and cool. I think at the end of your video, you said something. It was like a little joke, which was very thought provoking. You said something like the anime being about humanity dying is like humanity jerking themselves off. That's actually like it's actually a very interesting topic to talk about in like a video, which yeah.
Okay, I'm the best. I'm the greatest of all time. Continue.
Okay. As for me, I only went to school 3 days today because
Why?
this week
Are you
because
a delinquent little boy?
I have like sinus problems. Whenever I get like a little cold, my sinuses tend to like fill up or something, and they give me really bad, almost like debilitating headaches. And this time it was especially egregious. It was just incredibly. It was just a bad time. I had to go to the
sinuses
doctor.
are near the eye, right? That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
yes.
the area on top of the eyes and as well as around the cheeks.
Oh, okay.
As well as the nose. When you get a cold, the mucus tend to occupy that area, which is area is just like air. But when you get a cold, the mucus comes in and they fuck you up. And yeah, I've been wanting to claw my eyes out for like 3 days. But now I'm fine, so it's okay.
Don't get cold. Drink hot water. That's the only cure to everything.
Yeah, Indian man dies from cold. So as for my creative side, I've been
Big air quotes. Humongous air quotes.
huge, gigantic, gargantuan. I've been working on a video about well, I don't know exactly what it's about.
Can you explain it really?
It's like it's focused on the work of Satoshi Kon as well as the work of David Lynch, but also it's more focused on Satoshi Kon. I've made a video similar to it in the past, but one which I've deleted. But this time I'm going at it in a more in-depth way, and also I'm trying to tie back David Lynch's works as well as some other theater guy, which you'll know when it comes out. Which I'm hoping.
Okay, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah?
Is he the Gesamtkunstwerk guy?
What?
The fuck is he? Ah, shit.
Who?
Who the fuck is the guy who's like he's like a German fucking theater guy, and he had a theory of
There
like
are lot
Gesamtkunstwerk.
of
We get a lot of
theater.
pussy, guys. Yes. No, he was the guy who like Gesamtkunstwerk is the concept that like everything in a certain medium works together to enhance the medium.
I don't know.
So,
That's definitely not him.
okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm talking about Antonin Artaud. Do you know Antonin Artaud?
Toad? Mario? I don't know.
Exactly. He's
Oh,
Italian,
I see.
and he fixes pipes for a living.
That's awesome. Yeah, okay. The guy I was thinking of was Richard Wagner. That's the only theater guy I know.
Wagner. Isn't that classical music?
Yeah, it's theater, classical music. Yeah, he both wrote music and he made theater, which was unique for that time.
That makes sense. Like the mediums coming together, mixed media. He died
yes,
in,
mixed
in
media.
an explosion of mixed media.
Of mixed media and poorly written reviews. Okay, we're gonna
That's
sing
some
the
good
whole
shit,
fucking
man.
album from now on. That's some good
Okay.
shit, man.
Yeah, I've been working on that, and as well as another video on Signalis and Evangelion and mixed consciousnesses, collective consciousnesses, and Hegel's bullshit. Yeah, my parents are very, very proud.
Yeah.
And then I've been like overfilling with video ideas over the past week for certain reasons that I'm not gonna get into on this podcast.
I think I know why.
Yeah, you definitely
it's
know
fine
why.
to keep it private for now. Yeah.
Yeah. We can laugh about it hopefully when we're grown
Yes.
up and shit. Yeah, and one of I've been also playing Silent Hill, so there's a video that I'm kind of, it's not entirely conceptualized yet, but it's about Silent Hill. It's not exactly an analysis of Silent Hill, but it has something to do with Silent Hill, basically. And then there's another video idea about the game called Viscera Cleanup Detail, and about which is about alienation under capitalism.
Yeah, like every video.
Yeah, and there's another video which I got. The idea came to me after watching the very, very good, well-made video by Super Eye Patch Wolf. The Simpsons video.
Your surrogate father, Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Yes, Daddy. Oh fuck.
Don't say this. Don't do this.
Yeah,
He has a wife. Don't do this.
I regret it. I mean, it wasn't me who said he's hot. Okay, it wasn't me.
Let's move on.
Okay, so yeah, this video is about like what the internet did to Neon Genesis Evangelion. I'm pretty sure someone's already made it or something. It's not exactly about Evangelion, but it's about how Evangelion has become like this fucking huge thing
Cultural,
on the internet.
cultural touchstone.
On the internet,
kinda.
especially, like analyzing Evangelion is like a milestone in your YouTube anime analysis.
I mean,
career.
it's definitely become trite at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of people have done it. You know,
so-
that's interesting because I've been thinking about something similar. Because internet subculture is so interesting, right? Like there's so many different things that you can always tackle.
we can use this to segue into the main topic.
Yes, give me a second. I'm gonna talk about something. So
Yeah, sure,
you know
sure,
the
sure.
series Azumanga Daioh, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's
It's on my to watch list. Yeah.
It's a slice of life, but then I expect you to want to watch it. But yeah, basically it's like super meme to death. You know, for like fucking how many years? 20 years? Not 20 years, like 17 years or something. It's a very, very well-loved series, and the memes just keep coming. And like I think one of my friend of a friend, they tweeted something about like Azumanga Daioh Zoomers who like meme Azumanga Daioh, but they're like 12 and they have not seen any anime besides like fucking Demon Slayer. Like it's a real thing now, and it's just kind of fascinating. But yeah, do your segue now.
So speaking about the internet, so I was brought up on the internet. So were you, I think, probably, and we're on the internet right now. What we're doing concerns the internet very much, and also the people watching / hearing are on the internet. So
Hey, do not discourage our one Amish viewer who like is watching from his like static TV. Maybe
no,
it's like,
through
you know,
the radio. Yeah.
yeah, they don't have TVs or do they? I
I'm
have no
pretty sure
idea.
they don't have radios either. I've seen like that film called Women Talking. In it,
What the
they
fuck?
don't. Yeah, it's a film about an Amish community, and the women
Uh,
talk. It's called Women Talking. The title
do
is
they
Women
now?
Talking. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
they
my
do
god.
talk. So yeah, the internet. This is the first episode of the Pale, and in it, we're talking about the internet and how it has affected us. Because it's like, the core. It has somehow become the core of our existences, and as much as it is frightening to say that, it's also, interesting. Uh,
Yeah,
what do you
I'd
have
say
to?
so.
How did your life begin on the internet?
We are like probably. I mean, you could say the previous generation was the generation where internet was truly like there was a
Mm.
period in their lives where they didn't have it and they have it now.
Mm. Yeah.
Where we kind of we you know we're in like we're both under 18, so it's like somewhere around
Yeah.
YouTube started.
Late
So
2000s. Yeah.
yeah, internet late 2000s. What are you, a baby? No, like mid to early 2000s. That's around the age I'm talking about. And
But
yeah, in that
I was
time.
too much of a baby back then. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
Go
you are
ahead.
a baby. Yeah. Okay. Where was that? Yeah. So yeah, like YouTube just started, and yeah, things have kind of began rolling, but it's not as crazy as this right now. And there's probably because we come from fairly traditional
Mm.
communities, Chinese and
Yeah.
Indian,
Yeah.
we've had this distinction of like this is the internet and this is not. At least for me, I know that like I've heard something about like your parents allowing you to use it. We'll get to
Oh
it
yeah.
later.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, yeah, it's very much a thing where I didn't know what the internet was until I was like 12. Like I
Mm.
used it, but like I just didn't have a concept of it, and I didn't have any like uh thing I wanted to explore there because I just knew so little. Plus,
Mm.
China has a firewall, right? I know
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's when I came to Europe that I found out what the entire internet was, and it was just very interesting to me. But I would say, I mean, so I think my relationship with the internet is still developing, and hopefully, if this content thing works out, it's gonna change pretty significantly in the course of my future existence life if I live that long. So it's still a constantly evolving thing, but if I were to pinpoint like where did it start, then it probably has to be like 2019 or something, where like I watched more YouTube and eventually I got back into anime, and I googled anime watching site, no pirates, no virus please, um, and yeah, I started watching anime and I started talking to people about it, and that was kind of the first step. But I wanna ask like what's your first step into just internet and
Yeah. Yeah. So, although like my parents aren't like exactly traditional, to be, I mean, they're like, my parents are more open to new ideas, I guess you could say. I mean, they're very progressive. I've talked to you about this before.
yeah.
And But the thing is, we wouldn't consider ourselves middle class exactly. I guess like we used to be like lower middle class. Now I guess it's more accurate to call us middle class. But I think it was around when I was nine or so. Yeah, nine or eight, when we had a laptop, and that's how I really like got into the internet. I started watching like let's plays and also like horror stuff. I was really into
Mm.
horror, like creepy pastas and little little top 10 top 10 angels caught on camera, top 10 demons caught on camera, stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And also let's plays. I used to watch this guy called Zach Scott Games. He's too, yeah.
Oh wait a second! Didn't he play like Plants vs Zombies or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, he
He
did.
also played Splatoon and Legend of Zelda, which that the Legend of Zelda Let's Play series is pretty much what got me into like video games. So
Oh wow,
yeah,
I see.
so that's how I really originally started. Because again, I was never really like a kid who would go out and play with other kids. um, and
I'm not like the other kids.
mostly because sorry, mostly because I guess I was like pretty fat, I guess. And also at a point in my life I was very fat. At another point I was very thin. I was never like in a healthy weight. I'm right now I'm pretty okay with how I look, but my weight and like my fatness is like so stuff like that and also, I was a kid, and kids are usually like kids around my like that time, like 9 to like 12, and also like
Ah, that's
above. Yeah,
I
they're
wanna
they're
kick
shit.
every 9-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna just
Yeah,
punt them
I wanna,
to the
yeah, me
universe.
too, me too. But also, I don't want to get arrested, so I won't say that. Um,
Coward.
yeah, that happened, and I spend most of my time inside. And my mother had a laptop. She works. She's a software engineer, and she had a laptop, which
Oh wow,
which
it's
is
the
which
most
is
Indian thing I've ever heard.
yeah, software engineer. So she had a laptop. She had a spare laptop. It was a Toshiba laptop, which had like 2 gigabytes of RAM. I used
Mm.
that till I was 11. Um, and yeah, that's how I originally got into the internet and YouTube, being specifically into YouTube. I cannot talk today for some reason. Yeah, specifically into YouTube. I got into fuck. Sorry.
It's fine. Take your
Yeah,
time.
I got into YouTube through that laptop, and I watched horror stuff and let's plays. That's how I got into it. And I also, by the age of 12 or 13, I started making my own videos. That was mostly,
Man.
mostly, uh, mostly, fuck. What do you call it? Yeah, there was mostly
Let's plays?
Roblox Let's Plays.
Roblox Let's
I'm
Plays.
very, very ashamed to say it, but also I was a kid,
Uh,
so, and
yeah.
I'll be honest, Roblox wasn't that bad. Although Roblox as a corporation is pretty shit, but the community around it was like my first home or something.
Oh wow. Okay, you
We'll,
go that far.
yeah, we'll talk about Roblox in a bit. So I
I don't
I
want
wanted to
to.
ask.
I don't. I don't. Want to. Okay.
Not
What do you want
Roblox,
to ask?
the Roblox community. Fuck you.
Okay.
I will talk about
Okay.
it. So, what got you into like making videos? And also like, how has the internet affected you in your like personal life?
Making
You
videos.
said that you saw your personal life as something separate to the internet when you were a kid. So how did that
Yeah.
change?
Okay. At first, I want to go back a bit and say like I did use the internet before I was 12. Like I used it. I played Plants vs Zombies on it with my cousin,
Ah.
and yeah, but like I never understood it. Like I never knew what this thing is. It's just funny colors on the screen. I just kind of pressed it, and I never, I just kind of stayed oblivious to it. I still used it, definitely, obviously. I used it to watch One Piece, the greatest anime of all time, and stuff like that. So, but after that, I got here and everything's different. Everything's weird, and I don't know what's happening anymore. But I remember. So, you could say the first videos I ever made was also Let's Plays, because Let's Plays were like the stuff that we
Oh,
watched
what
as
did
a
you
kid.
play?
I played PUBG Mobile for like 2 videos.
Fuck, damn. That's like every single friend I had at the age of 12 did that.
Yeah.
So,
Can you do the meme where like you say PUBG Mobile but in like an Indian accent?
oh fuck no.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
sorry for asking that.
I can't switch accents as much as you can. I can do the Indian accent, but it's not exactly Indian. Okay, yeah, continue.
You want to try it? Okay, never mind. Let's
No.
continue. All right. So yeah, I think I started it because one of my other friends, like one of my only friends at the time, because I was a kid, I was dumb, I didn't know the language. I was, in this Latvian school, Latvia, that's where I live, Latvia, Eastern Europe, blah. And there was one other Asian kid there. His name, he's like, we don't really talk anymore, but we used to be friends because like, Asian person, you talk Chinese, I also talk Chinese, that's good. And we started talking, and he's like, dude, you gotta check out this Clash Royale gameplay video I made. I was like, what the fuck are those combinations of words? And I was like, okay, and I watched this, like, this is kind of okay. Like, I didn't see the appeal, but then I saw like PUBG Mobile Let's Play. Like, oh my god, this is like the game I play. And I started recording it, and the first one, because like I used screen recording software for mobile, and you know how you play PUBG Mobile and those like shooter games, you have to put your both hands on like both
Oh
sides
yeah,
of the
yeah,
phone,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you have to like twist the things like a
Yeah,
basically
I do know.
like a
I do know
controller.
that. Yeah.
So the microphone is muffled as shit. I didn't know that like microphones like worked like how they worked at all.
Mm.
So every single one of those videos were unwatchable. I made like 5 of them. They're all gone now. Like I wanted to find them for just nostalgia's sake, but I couldn't find any of
Mm.
them. I think I was like self-aware enough to be like, yeah, this is bad. Let me delete it. I'm a 12-year-old. I don't like this anymore. But then it was a bit later. First of all, like I play guitar, and I played guitar ever since I was
Damn.
like. I
This
played
guy
guitar
gets
ever since I was.
bitches, all right?
Yes, I get a lot of them. So
Totally,
I play.
totally.
I play guitar. Shut up. I'm continuing my story. I played guitar for like half my life at this point. But I had a really like dry spell that we'd have to get into here. But basically, I was a kid. I played guitar. I still played guitar here. And my parents were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you if you filmed yourself playing some songs and then upload it onto YouTube?" So I'm like, "Okay, well."
Ooh.
But like, yeah, and they filmed me playing songs and stuff, and it goes back to when I was like 9 years old. On Chinese platforms, and now came here. I made a YouTube channel. They made a YouTube channel. They posted everything. I have no idea what's going on, but I just filmed the things, and they're like, "Oh, this is nice." The child plays guitar. Wow. Um, but eventually they're like, "Why don't you film them and edit them and post them yourself?" Like, okay, I guess I can do that, and I downloaded Filmora Pro or something. Filmora,
Ah.
Wondershare Filmora. That's like a free editing
Did you
software.
download it?
Yes, I downloaded it. It was like a free version with a watermark on it, so everything had a
Ah, yeah,
watermark.
yeah, I do
Yeah.
know, I do know.
Yeah. And I just did that until I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I don't know. Oh, wait. I'm having an existential crisis. Like, I don't know if my story is correct, but I think that's how it goes. Yes. So I
Mm.
downloaded Wondership Filmora, and I didn't do much. I just put in the timeline, put the video in the timeline, and I put like text, the first 5 seconds, the song name, and played by Curious, Drowning Curious.
The
That's how I
birth
called
of an
myself
editor.
always.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. And then I posted it and it was like, okay, well, okay, that doesn't matter, and like I don't really like this. And for that time, I also was falling out of love with guitar, and I just had a whole thing with it.
Mm.
But then later, after the pandemic started, and they had a bunch of other things. No, let me restart it. So after the pandemic started, we had online lessons, and we couldn't really do presentations anymore that were not like super laggy and stuff. So they're like, "What if you made a video?" It's like, "What video?"
Ah.
And I did. I made one video, and I don't remember the specifics. I think it was about like we have some English project called like my 30-day challenge, where I do one thing for 30 days, and that's like a cool thing for kids to do, for like 8th graders to do, I guess. So I did that, and I made a whole video. I recorded something, and I edited some visuals on it, and I thought it was pretty funny. And I remember when I wanted to like just kind of show myself talking, I did not want to film myself, so I put so I put a sprite of a Danganronpa character to present me. It's like skipping way past like the part where I got into Danganronpa, but it doesn't matter. I was like, this is the first time I've ever shown like anybody my like anime liking side to my classmates, and I put like a Danganronpa sprite onto my character. I'm like one of those like commentary YouTubers with the OC now.
Yeah.
So I started
PNG
talking, yes, PNG tuber, and I made the video, and people seemed to like it. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, I remember." So the girl I liked at the time,
Mm.
one of the girls, no, yeah, it's
One
the
of
girl
the
I liked.
girls.
No, I don't remember anymore. Yeah, okay, let's just run with it. The girl I liked at the time, she told me, "Hey, insert real name, you should become a YouTuber." I'm like, whoa, okay, thank you, that's nice. I never thought about it too much
Oh,
until
man.
like a
So
year
you-
later.
So you started being a YouTuber because a girl you liked told you. To.
It's one of the it's one of the sparks, the first sparks. Yeah.
Man is literally.
I've not talked about.
Literally living in there.
I've not talked about this origin story to anybody, I think. Yeah, so I made a video. It was probably shit, but I had fun. And I decided Filmora with a giant watermark wasn't going to do it anymore. So I, when we had the summer holiday in like 2021, I decided. By the time I got into like other anime YouTubers like Best Guy Ever, Digibro, like those kind of people, where it's not the surface level things. Like
Yeah.
surface level, like You have this thing where you like what as a kid you watch all the big YouTubers and you have such a disconnect with what they're doing. Like, "Ah, what the
Mm.
fuck are these? Why are they? It just feels so far away from we could reach.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
see some smaller YouTubers who are like just like recording this in their room and they have very basic editing, but they're still
Mm.
they're charismatic. They can talk. They have a good idea. They just put it out there. It's like, okay, I can do that as well. So I did it. I started my channel in 2021 because I got inspired by these people, and also I knew that it could be a job or something. I wanted to make this my job at the start.
Mm.
Pro tip: don't do that. Don't start YouTube
Yeah,
thinking you can make a
definitely.
job. It's definitely not a good move to do, but I did, and that's how I started making videos. That was a long fucking story. I
Well,
wish it
I
was
guess.
simple as yours. I made Roblox with Let's Plays.
Well, it's yeah. I'll talk about it. So basically, so I don't think like I started using the internet pretty young. They were mostly to like listen to music and stuff like that, and like watch cartoons
Oh
maybe.
wow! And how so
And
many
then I
years
got
later, you
into
still don't
the
have a good music taste. What the fuck?
fuck you. Okay. So I got into like the creepy pastas and the air quotes horror YouTube side, and
Yeah.
after that, afterwards, I got into like uh, more like nicher side of like gaming. And this is when I found Roblox, because Roblox, if you don't know anything about it, it's a really shitty company and a really shitty platform, if I'm being honest. But at the time, this was like back in 2016 or maybe, yeah, around 2016, 17, 18. At the time, they had it like they still do have like a pretty tight knit community. And this community is like you this community is a vocal community of like mid to late teenagers. You'd think that the Roblox community would be made out of like kids, but yeah, I mean most of the people who are playing Roblox are kids, but they're not really vocal on like Twitter and or X, I guess. They're not vocal on Twitter
Yeah.
or Discord. So this vocal community was a pretty tight knit group, and that's how I like got into the internet. And that's probably why I had like a. That's probably why my social being kind of evolved on here, because even very early on, I was into the community aspect of the internet through Roblox. Um, so yeah, I then started to make Roblox videos, as one does, and I got like kind of. I wouldn't say huge,
I'm
but
pretty huge. I'm huge in the Roblox community.
no, I was like 1,050, no, 1,500 subscriber YouTuber, um, which is more than how much I have now, which is a really
Really sad to
sad
think
thing
about.
to yeah. But yeah, and also like fun fact, I was like one of the first shorts creators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Holy
shorts
smokes.
shorts initially launched as as something that only existed in India and like some Asian countries, or at least
Ah,
they
okay.
launched in India, because India is like a huge place, right?
Mm.
It's got like what 1 billion people, more than China actually. Yeah.
Yes. You don't have to rub it in my face.
Okay, and then yeah, that's how I got. So the videos I made, I used like this was like at the beginning of the pandemic, and so I didn't have to go to school, and the online classes were only till 12 o'clock, which is like what 4 hours, because obviously they don't want kids to like spend their time in front of their computers. So afterwards, I just spend all my time making a video a day, and like at the end of like 1 month, I had like 36 videos, and yeah, I used to be like a daily uploader, and I was like, I used to be incredibly into it, that if one day I was not able to edit, or like I was not able to make the video, I would get really sad, and then
Mm.
I'd like write a community post, or I
Oh,
guess
sorry
yeah.
guys. No Roblox gameplay number
Yeah,
256 today.
yeah. Even though I had like like 100 subs at the time, or not community post, the Twitter post, because community post only now became a
You
thing
had a
that
Twitter when
everyone.
you were like a Roblox creator?
Yeah, I did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no one should know about it because it's a kid. I mean, I didn't say
Man,
anything problematic, but yeah, sure. Um,
I think no, I do get the kind of thing where you upload every day or like you upload consistently and then you kind of even now like I don't make videos very I don't post
yeah,
videos very often. Let's just say that. But I'm making stuff in the background always. I promise, guys.
yeah, me
Um,
too.
but yeah, I don't post often. But when I post, I'm just like, okay, next thing. Now the next thing. Like because
Yeah.
after a while, the video stagnates or does something else.
Mm.
Like okay, I'm gonna
Mm.
make a next thing. So it is pretty addicting cycle to keep producing
Yeah.
content. I get that
Yeah.
in a way, and I
Uh,
also find it interesting that I don't know if you could relate, but like the community was one part of it. And
mm.
my communities aren't as interesting as yours. I mean, I joined an anime server, and I eventually joined a YouTuber server
Dude,
that we both
mine
met
is a
on, right?
Roblox community. That's your thing is incredibly more interesting than mine. Yeah, continue.
Well, I can. Okay, I'm just gonna run through it because my point was something different. But let's just say, so I also got into the community aspect through making YouTube videos, pretty
Mm.
shit YouTube videos, but still. First, at the start, I would just show it to my friends, but they're like, I don't care. So like, okay, well, I find somebody who care, and I joined these like anime servers where they talk about anime all day. And it's like, oh god, these people get even less vicious than me. I should not be here. But before I left one of them, I think I might have told the story somewhere else or something. I wrote out this huge message because I was, getting more into YouTube, getting more into the big content creators, the, knowing creators that I really admire, like Dunkey and other script
Mm-mm.
writers that I thought, okay, these guys make good videos. These are good videos, and these are the bad ones. I wrote a huge fucking message on this one guy who made a really shit YouTube video. Um, his name is Rafi. He might be a prominent character in this.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. I hope not. I don't really want to bring him up, but like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we
I'm
both
pretty
know
sure
him.
I haven't seen much of him over the past like 10 months. So.
Good. Don't
Yeah, he kind
look
of
up his Twitter.
spiraled into like something entirely different. That
Yeah,
yeah, it kind of was kind of sad to see, but yeah,
yeah. I destroyed him so hard he became Andrew Tate stan.
yeah.
No,
Um,
but like no, actually, like when I like wrote a whole fucking message about like why this is really bad. I tried to be constructive, but I wasn't like mean spirited. I think.
mm.
I quit the server and he reached out to me in the DMs like, dude, can you tell me how to improve? And I told him a bunch of
Mm.
stuff, and he was like, wow, dude, you're smart. I'm gonna invite you to the server, and that's how I got into like the server with a
Ah,
bunch of really
okay,
small
okay.
YouTubers.
Wait. So Rafi is also the dude who got me into that server.
Yeah.
Damn. So
We gotta
it's
thank
so
him. We gotta
yeah,
thank him.
it is
Without
because of
him,
him
it
that
wouldn't
this
be us.
exists.
We wouldn't be
Yeah.
here. Exactly. That's why he
He's
might
the
be. I
father
said
of the pale.
he's the father of the pale. He birthed it out of his Andrew Tate loving mouth. Or,
Okay.
man. So yeah, but that's why I said like he might be a crucial character.
Hmm.
But that's how I got into the YouTube community. But what I wanted to talk about is just about how your horizons have broadened because of YouTube. Because
Hmm.
I remember I first got on
Yeah.
YouTube. I watched like Chinese people content because I could not read English too well. And like one of the Taiwanese YouTubers who like, I think she made a creepy pasta, and her creepypasta character is called like the painter or something, the handsome
Mm.
painter.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if you know her. Like yeah,
I
basically a
definitely
pretty
don't know.
popular
Yeah.
character.
Mm.
Yeah, but she like made animatics, like storytime animations, and she just casually mentioned, "Oh, I'm a lesbian." Like what?
Okay.
What's a lesbian? And like it's
Ah.
just kind of those things where you go into these like communities that are usually, the more specific you get, the more niche you get. You get into like more, people with interesting backgrounds, different kind of perspectives on things.
Mm.
Like when I first got into anime, and then got into anime, I literally googled anime YouTuber, and that's how I found like fucking Joey the Anime Man and other people.
Mm.
But then I got into like more specific things like Persona, SMT, and Danganronpa, and just other
Mm.
these visual novel things because they were really easy and I was really shit at video games. So I played them, and I looked out I sought out content for that kind of thing, and I found a lot of interesting people, and I found a lot of people that were doing things in a smaller scale that inspired me again. But there was this one Danganronpa YouTuber. Danganronpa actually, like, I don't know if you were there for that, but like Danganronpa had a pretty huge surge in popularity in like 2021 to
I
2022,
don't know what.
where
Yeah, I've been meaning to get into that thing, but yeah, I haven't been able to.
it's one of those things where like I've been with it for so long, and the
Yeah, yeah,
discourse is so saturated in my
Mm.
head, like I don't know how to recommend it to anybody anymore.
Yeah,
But the second game is good, so play that, I guess. Play the first one though.
yeah. Okay.
So yeah, basically, I found this YouTuber. Their name was Eris Akamatsu. Now it's just Eris, and they don't really make videos anymore because, like, I guess small YouTuber, financial situation got bad. Blah, blah, blah. But they were like autistic, neurodivergent, had DID, and also was like non-binary, and also she had like a very interesting opinions on like she was every Tumblr girl in like 2014. She had like
Mm.
I'm talking she because like her DID, so she like she has a separate personality called she is like a different.
Okay, okay, okay,
I don't
okay.
want to. So
Okay, okay.
let's call them they. Okay, they. I
Okay,
don't want to.
they.
So yeah, so they had all these like interesting things I've never heard about, and also they had like headcanons. They had headcanons that all these characters from Danganronpa were like trans or bi or like
Mm.
some kind of different kind of thing. Like they really played with gender that I never have thought about before, and it was pretty new to me. And
Mm.
I thought it was really weird at the start, obviously because I was a kid. But that kind of thing was more impactful to me than I've ever anticipated, because without that, like without like seeing those people existing in these communities, because Danganronpa especially tends to foster some pretty fucked up people and man children. But this person was fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like seeing these people really broaden my horizons on what kind of people there are in this world. I don't know what a
Mm.
lesbian is. Nobody in my life is a lesbian. I have to like learn about it through the internet, and that's what I find really interesting. The internet can provide you, especially as a wee young lad. These
Mm.
new things that you've never seen in your current like local community.
Yeah, yeah. That the same effect it had on me, but like one other thing is that it kind of displaced. Okay, are you done with your thing?
I am done.
Okay, so sure. So I have so my thing with the internet is that it's like a double-edged sword for me. This aspect of the internet, which is that it's kind of displaced me as into like a the modern being, I guess. Okay, so basically, the internet has a culture, right? The internet culture. I'm not talking about the meme culture, but the internet as it is. So as I said, I got into the internet pretty young, and I spent my days inside the home on my computer, playing video games and browsing the internet and stuff. And then so I kind of like missed out on pretty much everything that makes up in the Indian or like my culture, which is South Indian Kerala culture. Which this is something that I've been noticing more and more as I grew up, because like a couple of months ago we had a Onam celebration. Onam is like I've told you about this. Onam is like a festival that happens. Like it has to do with religion, but it's also kind of a cool story, I guess, which I'll talk about some other day, I guess. So this festival is like a heavily cultural thing. It's a very culturally specific. They wear certain dresses, they eat certain foods and all that stuff, and they do certain activities. And I'm like incredibly indifferent to those stuff. I really don't like that. It's not that I don't like them. It's fine, but I'm not inclined towards them. Whereas my classmates are like incredibly excited by these things, and it's not just like certain people, like all the people I know who are my age are incredibly excited by these things, and I'm not. And
And
I guess
you think the internet is the reason why
yeah, I was gonna say it does sound like a stretch to like blame it on the internet, but it does have something to do with how I grew up, and I did not grow up in the physical world. I grew up on the virtual in the virtual world on the internet, and I spent my time making silly videos and playing block game for children. But then again, it has also, like as you said, it did widen my horizon. I know how people, and I know the different types of people that exist in the world. I know my beliefs, my personal beliefs, all are shaped by the internet, which I think is a very good thing, because and also what I want to be when I like become an adult is also shaped by the internet. I like philosophy. I would never have like went into philosophy if it were not for the internet, if it were not for like video essays. And I would never have spent my time making video essays, analyzing movies and like video games and anime, if it were not for the, I would have never even get, I wouldn't have ever gotten into like media if it were not for the internet. And yeah,
I guess
but
that's double-edged sword there, right?
the double-edged sword is that, for one thing, it made me who I am. For the other thing, it made me who I am, which is not
Yeah.
someone who is culturally there, which for some people it probably seems kind of very sad, but I don't really take it as something that is very sad.
Yeah, like
Because
honestly, I feel like it's not really something. I mean, also relate, right? Like I'm not super in tune with the local culture, but I'm
yeah.
fine with it. Like honestly, because like, okay, so you didn't start using the internet didn't fall on your lap one day, and you have the choice between the blue pill and the red pill, and you
Yeah,
choose
yeah,
chose the blue pill instead of the red pill.
yeah.
No, you started using the internet because you felt marginalized in your community because of your weight and stuff. You felt you used the internet so much because you had other things that
Yeah.
weren't there for you. The same applied for me. Like I didn't get any of this shit. Like I didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like especially in Eastern Europe. Like, I'm also not the most athletic person, as you can see from my interests.
Yeah.
So when these people were like super into sports, I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care about it. And all of the stuff, like I did not like it. I didn't like the culture, and that's why I gravitated towards the internet. And you could say, I was kind of isolated from it as well, but it was from personal choice. And you could say, well, it wasn't a personal choice, but like it was still something that you decided to turn to because you decided that was better for you than indulging in whatever the fuck this is. So
Yeah.
I would say don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I have
Yeah,
not felt bad
I don't
about it.
exactly feel bad about it. It's just something that I noticed as I grew up. But on the other hand, the internet has also made me way more, I guess, sensitive towards subjects that if it were not for the internet, I would not have cared about. For example, uh, politics and philosophy and shit. So it's it is what it
Yeah,
is, I
yeah.
guess. At the end of the day, so I guess also I started. I'd also like to talk about how I started making these kind of videos specifically. So one day, I think it was like a Sunday, like a Friday or a Saturday. I was free, and it was the afternoon, and a video popped up on YouTube, and it was the
His
video
dad. He
by
found his dad. The dad came back for milk.
okay. I'd like to hear how you got into the making videos, and I'd like to hear you
What?
talk
No,
about
I
Tetsi.
know the story because you told me about it. Okay.
Sure.
Don't
Okay.
bring my squid dad into this. Okay.
There's a game called Octodad. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It's how.
It's a fun
Okay.
game, I think. I've played it before.
But that's an
Pretty
octopus. That's
sure.
not a squid. That's not.
They're the same
untrue.
thing, okay? Shut up.
No, they're not. What do you mean? How dare you say that?
Okay. So I watched. So it was a video by Super iPatch Wolf that I watched, and that's how I got into making video essays. I've watched that video like 3 times, like on that particular day, that's how I got into video essays, and by extension, media analysis, and by extension, philosophy.
I like to think like where I started doing this like whole media analysis thing because I kind of skipped over that part. I started making anime videos because of like I guess Digibro and what her content was like back then. So yeah, I guess like best guy ever especially that was my huge inspiration. Now he doesn't make videos anymore because fucking small YouTuber that kind of thing. But yeah, he used to make videos and what I found interesting is that how eloquent he was and how capable he was at dissecting
Yeah.
how capable he was at like dissecting the media, what exactly made it tick and what exactly made it did not tick. And
Mm.
yeah, I guess I guess if you want to point at something that like I did, like this is where I started, is
Mm.
because I wrote like a few mal reviews on my anime list. I wrote like a
Ah.
review of
Yeah.
yeah. So you could say that my entire career, a career quote unquote, is driven by hatred for this one anime called Orange.
Driven by spite.
Yes, I'm operated by spite, pure spite. So there's this anime called Orange. Now, in my anime watching career,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Biscord, I think. Biscord suggested to watch that video. Yeah, not the video, the anime. Yeah.
Oh God, Discord. I've not heard that name in such a long time.
Uh,
So yeah, I watched this anime, and oh shit. In my anime watching career so far, I've only seen the classics, the very popular shows like JoJo, fucking Demon Slayer, and Violet Evergarden,
Mid
which I love.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah, also Mid Piece. And I just like I like them all. It's like okay, anime cannot do anything wrong. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna scroll through my anime list top lists, and somehow I found Orange, even though it's not in the top. Like I found it, I was like, wow, Orange. That sounds interesting. The font in the poster looks fun. Let's
How
do
the
it. Let's
fuck
watch
do you
it.
think orange is interesting?
I don't know. It's just like it was like a very minimalistic title, and I felt. I think it's orange, right? Yeah, I might be misremembering. Is it mint? No, it's orange. How the my dementia is working right now.
Mint? I've never heard
No,
of an anime
no,
called
no, no. It's it's orange. It's orange. Yeah, so I liked it because like yeah, it sounded kind of mystical. Like orange? That's stupid. Why would you call something like that? But it's orange. Orange though. So I watched it. I watched it in like 2 nights, and it was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. Like, oh god, the animation was horrible. And the premise is just so stupid. It's about this guy who like commits suicide, and the future version of the protagonist sends a letter to the protagonist that okay, please don't let him commit suicide by becoming his friend. And the ending, surprise, surprise, they become his friend, and he does not commit suicide. Wow, wow! I did not think about that. I did not think about that. Like it's the
Yeah.
story is, this story has the balls to like spoil itself in the first episode and expect me to care still. And all the characters were super fucking stupid and melodramatic, and fucking the protagonist was voiced by Hanaka Nadawa, who's like really popular voice actress. She did like not Sengoku Nadeko, and shit, I can't remember anything else. Yeah, but basically I was like, oh, this show looks good. It has one of my favorite voice actors. The opening is quite fun. I'm gonna watch it, and I got so disappointed by the end. And I just thought nobody has written something about this. People probably have. I just did not look out for it because I didn't know where to look. It's like, oh, I need to express my hate for this anime, and I think I did in like a Mal review. I don't remember what I wrote there at all, but that's where it kind of started. Oh, this is fun. I want to tear down something I hate, and that's how I kind of wanted to make my videos at the start. Like my first few videos were planned to be about Clanad After Story, which I now like, but I used to think, so Clanad, the franchise, if you don't know, it's basically this slice of life romance thing that turns into family drama, and it's supposed to be one of the saddest anime of all time. And I watched the first season. I thought, okay, some parts of it is really stupid, but okay, I like the ending. Let's go into the part where they become adults, because I heard that's what After Story is about. They become adults and stuff. But the first 10 episodes are still about high school and still about the characters I do not give a shit about. And it's like, oh, okay, that's disappointing. And that kind of tainted my impression of the whole show. Even though the rest of the show is great. Like the rest of the show, when they become adults, really good. But I just kind of got really disappointed. I got blue-balled by those 10 episodes at the beginning. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna write a shitty review on it. And I never did, because I realized slowly that I actually liked it. But that's one of the things I planned. And the other thing is Fate Stay Night. I thought Fate Stay Night was kind of bad. I thought Unlimited Blade Works, the middle route, is kind of mediocre. And I thought the first route was also just kind of stupid. I don't think like that anymore. I think, yeah, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I started writing about media because I hated them. Like, it was purely out of spite. Like, all of them. I did not write a positive review at all in like the first 3 months I started writing. And then I wrote something mildly positive about Ace Attorney. I was like, okay, I should do that more. And eventually, I discovered that writing about something negatively is really, really fucking excruciating. That's why the Oshinoko video took so long. Like half of it was me like saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, but I hate this, but I hate it, but I hate it. And then like it bounced between like I hate it so much I need to write about it, and the next day I would be like, I'm a pacifist now. I accept Buddhism. Let's talk about this. Let's let this out. but eventually I still made it. Yeah, but that was a whole long
Well,
thing.
that's interesting because like most of your videos are like criticisms of some of media, but I've like not made a singular like critique thing.
Yeah, mine is more like review. Yours is not review. Yours is like video essay, right? You
Yeah.
make a point with the
Yeah,
media
I
you're
mean, I
trying to
do
talk
want
about.
to like at some point I want to like tear down like a video game or like an anime that I really
Like what?
dislike. But so like video games are something that so you know, in India, like at least for my parents, whenever they see me using the computer, they always say he's playing on the computer. It's like a language thing maybe, but also that's kind of how they perceive it. If you're using the computer, you're playing. You're always playing. If you're watching a video, if you're reading a book inside the computer, you're still playing. And
Damn.
so it's kind of interesting, like, because I like got into video games because of them saying that I'm playing. So I wasn't aware of
You're gonna prove them right? Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean?
yeah, I wasn't aware that you could play video games on the computer, because I've seen people at the time I've only seen people play video games on like consoles, and then my parents say he's playing on the computer, so play. So let's search up video game. That's how I kind of got into like Let's Plays, honestly.
I see.
And then. So Let's Plays turned into like actual video games. I enjoy video games now, and I started playing Roblox because it was like a really low fidelity thing that did not require like the best hardware ever. That's kind of the only reason why I stayed there. So yeah, that's how I got into like Roblox, because it was really like a really low thing to do. It didn't require big graphic cards and CPUs. But then that's how I got into video games in general. And so video games, I couldn't really engage with video games as much as I wanted to, because again, I had like a 2 GB RAM laptop for a very long time. And
I
so
remember when I tried to play Fortnite because I saw people in my class talking about Fortnite on my shitty fucking computer. It was the worst.
yeah, I've tried that too, and I think my laptop kind of crashed, and we had to like send it to the service center.
Oh god, that's so bad. Oh
It was
god.
incredibly embarrassing, yeah. Yeah, so that's how I got into video games. But then again, I couldn't engage with them because my, PC shit. So I watched video games instead, and like while
Disgrace.
watching video games, there are certain channels that talk about video games, but also talk about film. And I liked film because my father is really into foreign film. I mean, right now, for me, foreign film also includes Hollywood, and also literally foreign film as in German, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, everything. So he was into foreign film, and I kind of like watched him watch, or not watched him. I watched alongside him, and I got into film that way. And then there were certain channels that were criticizing film, and one of those channels.
His favorite is Nostalgia Critic.
I've never watched a singular
not seen Nostalgia Critic?
No. I've heard that name a lot. I've also watched that video by Folding Ideas about Nostalgia Critic, but never.
He is the greatest and content creator of all time.
Okay, so I discovered a channel which you have voiced that you particularly hate, but also got me into anime. Do you know who that is?
I hate a lot of people, so I don't know.
I hate a lot.
What are you talking
that
about?
too, but like in real life. So I'm talking about Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Oh yeah, that guy. Okay. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't hate
so-
him. I just think he made a video on JoJo that was really
Yeah,
stupid.
it was utterly bullshit. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
atrocious. His video on Death Note is what originally got me into anime. I watched that video about Death Note, and that video he talked about the original anime for like a little segment of it, and I really liked the idea, like the concept of Death Note, because who doesn't like the concept of Death Note? It's a very
Yeah, it's
interesting
one of the
concept,
most.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So so I wanted to watch Death Note, and then I watched Death Note from some like website, and then I realized that anime is like a thing. It's not just one show. It's a thing. It's like a culture. So and then I discovered Paranoia Agent.
Oh,
which
that's
I
your
thought-
second anime.
yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, it is. Probably should not have gotten into Paranoia Agent that soon, but I did.
What part of the baseball bat killing kid?
I watched that. Yeah.
What part of the baseball bat killing kid like attracted you to this anime?
Uh, Nothing, but I like the
Okay.
name.
It's a cool name. Okay, continue.
So I probably should not have watched that when I was like 13, because like it shows like boobs and shit. But
Yes.
yeah, I watched Paranoid Agent, and then I watched Psycho Pass, and then I don't know what I watched, because like I watched like 100 anime in like 3 days or something, and now
Oh,
I
wow.
have like too many to count. It's not
You know,
like that huge, but yeah.
I've always been like, I didn't really talk about this, but because like you could say like I was always into anime, as like anime was always a thing I knew about because of One Piece and also other anime. But like,
Well, yeah, I didn't know about one. I mean, here in India, they air certain cartoons or like anime. Sure, they air certain anime dubbed in Hindi. Did I talk? Yeah, I did tell
no,
you
you
about
did not.
this.
No,
I
you did
did.
not.
Okay,
You talked about the
so
one Power Ranger show that was dubbed in Hindi, not the
Maran
fucking
Senki
animes.
Rikendo. That's something else. So we have Doraemon and Shinchan airing. I think
Nice.
it's still airing right now. We have like a channel called Hangama, and also some other thing which airs these two, and also Ninja Hattori. Have you heard Ninja Hattori? Heard of?
I've not heard of Ninja Hattori.
Yeah, it's
What the fuck is Ninja
I'm pretty
Hattori?
sure I'm pretty sure it's an anime series, or it might be from another country. I'm not sure, but yeah, these three were airing when I was a child. This was like before I even like used the internet. They were dubbed into Hindi, and they aired pretty much all the time on those channels.
Wait, is this
this
by the
was
same
cable.
guy who made a fucking? Is Ninja
Uh,
Hattori the same guy who made a Doraemon? They look
I'm not
really
sure.
similar.
They,
Okay.
like they do have like similar art style, so you may be
Ah,
right, but
okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, this was cable television, by the way, so we had to like you couldn't choose what to watch. So yeah, I watched those, and then that's how I was like aware of anime, but I wasn't aware of anime as a culture. I was aware of certain shows like Doraemon
yeah.
and Shinchan, and also One Piece, because I remember watching or like them airing a certain film, One Piece film. And I watched
Oh.
it when I was at my grandma's house, and I was really not into it, because
Oh.
I don't know why Luffy's rubber thing. I was really turned off by it.
Cringe. What can I say?
Okay, and then yeah, I mean I would definitely watch it if I could, but it's like what 1,000. I don't have the time.
Read the manga instead. Okay, but like,
Yeah, I
it was
started.
interesting.
Yeah, I did start to read the manga, but I stopped chapter 15 because it's just not
Because-
for me right now. I'll
Okay.
think about it when I'm in like college or something, or like after college. I don't know.
You are spared for now. But what it's interesting that like everybody I talked to, like they got introduced to anime through cable television, where I didn't. I mean, we had cable television and we watched like Chinese made cartoons there, but anime was always like on streaming services, like on like the very primitive streaming services, where like I'm pretty sure they had no rights to air this, but they did. Yeah, and I just watched it from the streaming services, and it was like very convenient. But since I didn't know, that's the one thing about like cable television, right? It's always on, but like once the fucking thing got more
Yeah,
official
yeah,
and got paywalled, I can't watch it anymore. So I stopped watching One Piece for like 5 years, and I That
Oh yeah. Also, I've also stumbled across Cowboy Bebop. Uh,
oh,
through I stumbled upon Cowboy Bebop through cable television. I think I made a video on Cowboy Bebop where I mentioned it,
that
but
was
then
like the second video you ever made, I think. Right?
it's deleted now, but yeah.
Man.
It's not exactly my second video. My second video was on
Roblox gameplay number
Monster.
2.
No. I'm talking about anime or like
Oh,
video essay
okay.
thing. It was on Monster. I have like a whole other channel, which with like 4 or 5 videos, which I'll never reveal. Um,
Okay.
they're all private.
Send it to me in
yeah.
private. Send it to me in private.
Maybe okay. We'll talk about it later.
Or
Also,
else I'll
like,
reveal the secrets right now. I'll reveal what you did on 1985, September 7th.
yeah, I was a sperm. Okay. I'd also like to talk about my first video game, which was. Did I tell you about this?
Was it the Spider-Man thing?
Yeah. It was Spider-Man. It was a video game that was made from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, but it's not the Spider-Man that everyone talks about. It's like I really
some
don't know
like
what it is.
PC demake. It's like really shitty version of Spider-Man. I
it
was
is.
so mad. Like so this guy told me, I used to play this game called Spider-Man 2. I'm like, oh, you have to hear the legendary pizza theme, right? The that song, and he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. Like what? I don't have words. I don't have words.
Well, I wanted to play video games, so I asked my mother, and my mother does not know anything about video games, except for one thing, and that is that you have to pay for them, and my mother did not want to pay for them. So
Yeah, that's the same with me as well. Like my parents are like, video games, but you have to pay for them. I'm not paying you to play. That kind of thing.
But my mother did get me a video game, but she did not. I'm pretty sure she did not pay for them. She asked like a colleague to help me, and he did something, and I got the game. Pretty sure he pirated it or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I got the game, and that's my first crime.
Nice.
That's my first pirate. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah, I got the game, and it's like it's very bad, okay, but still I spent like hours upon hours on that game, and there's like, so you're Spider-Man, right? And one arc of the game is basically you go inside the Oscorp building, and you come out of it, it's like a level, the Oscorp chapter, and the next chapter you come out to the roof of that building, and then Mysterio has like turned the world into like some kind of void, and then the next level is like a void, and that level kind of like I think that level kind of shaped the stuff. That level is very surreal, and it kind of shaped my media taste, if you will, which
Jesus
is very
Christ.
weird.
Jesus Christ, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like the first.
and also
I-
like in that level, it becomes night, and then Mysterio transforms the whole thing into like a Mysterio fascist city, and then you have to chase him, and to chase him you have to like bring down Mysterio statues in order to use them as bridges. So
Oh, damn.
it was a shit game, but yeah.
The concept sounds pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
the first games I remember were like One Piece browser games, but then I I think okay, it has not my first games have not shaped
yeah,
my
yeah.
meat. My first games have not shaped the media taste I have right now like super much, but I do remember distinctly that all of the games I played, like because I played games on my mom's phone for a long time, as a kid. All of them were gacha games, like all of them, like they all had like microtransactions, and it was just like fucking horrible. And I remember
Yeah.
I spent like 20 yuan, which is like how many like $3. I spent $3 on like a pack one time in like a One Piece card game, and I got scolded so hard for it. I was like, oh, no, I committed the greatest crime of all time. And yeah, I think those kind of predatory things
Yeah.
really turned me off since then, and that's why when everybody in the West got into like Genshin Impact, I'm like, "Ah, you don't
Mm.
understand the pain, man. You don't understand the pain."
Mm.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
I'm
I've
being. I
like
mean,
never ever spent a singular dime or like a penny on video games. Um, I
well,
probably should not
it's
say
not.
that because I've played a lot of.
It's not just about the microtransaction. It's also about how the predatory system keeps you coming back every day for like daily quests, daily blah.
Mm.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not about making you like dedicate this for like a certain like 40 hours dedication to play this game. No, it's about
Mm.
like every day you do a little bit of it, a little bit of it, and yeah, it's just fucking. It fucks
Yeah, I mean,
up your
yeah, a lot
brain,
of the
right?
mobile
Especially as a
games
kid.
are like that, and yeah, I used to play mobile games, and yeah, I do.
It's fucked
Especially
because they're
like in
talk.
Asia, like a lot of my friends at the time were into these kind of games, and yeah,
Yeah.
I also got it, but I never like spent a singular penny on video
Mm.
games.
Yeah, you know, gacha games, they started off in like China, Asia, those kind of places.
Yeah,
They're not good. Don't play them, kids.
yeah, don't as if they're
Yeah.
watching.
So you've talked about your first animes and your first games. What about the first movies you watched?
Ah, so oh yeah, the first movie that I ever watched is has the same name as I do. Um, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna reveal my name, but yeah,
Okay.
you know my name, and it's the same
Did you
name.
watch it because you're like, oh, that's me, that's me.
No, no, I mean I don't
Okay.
remember what the movie's about because I was like that small. I was like
Oh.
around 4 or 5. Um, yeah, this is a fun fact, I guess. I
Mm.
but I really got into movies after watching. Okay, I'm gonna like my parents are were not really concerned about what I watched. um,
Okay.
and I'm not saying I watched porn at the age of like 8, but
Have you seen Two Girls in a Cup?
oh fuck. Oh yeah. We should. Okay, this video is about the internet. I've been
Yeah,
like
we're
into.
going.
Yeah, I've
We're
been
really
into.
off rails.
No, I've been like I've been into the darkest corners of the like one of the darkest, like couple of dark corners of the internet actually. In my time of browsing through weird websites and shit. I told you that I was into creepypastas and like the
Mm.
horror side of the internet. That kind of got me into like the Tor browser, the fucking dark web shit, which was it's not like that big of a deal. It's just
Okay. Okay.
really hyperbolized, but I kind of like it's. I'm not saying okay. I have to be really careful as to how I phrase the things
Okay.
here because like I've come across people who are like addicted to like gore. Have you?
Oh. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have, and I've been like invited into servers, which is like basically just like a gore. It was super fucked up, but like yeah,
Okay.
these people they share gore like beheading videos and like other
Oh
shit.
shit. That's not
And
legal on
yeah,
Discord.
definitely not legal. But yeah, I mean, they don't obtain it from like doing it themselves. They obtain it from
It's my
like,
amateur home recording.
yeah, they obtain it from like news channels and like other stuff like that. But yeah, they share it around as they kind of like have this really sick kink something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I've been like been to dark corners of the internet due to my interest in like creepypastas and ARGs, and I definitely don't recommend it. Okay.
That's interesting.
But yeah, that's probably why I've become kind of desensitized into desensitized of violence on screen, which is what's your relationship with violence? It's a weird question,
What
but
the-
yeah,
Uh,
violence on screen
uh,
to be exact.
Violence on screen. I thought you meant what I did in 2006. Um, no, I
Being
think,
born.
No, my
That was
age
the
is.
most
I'm
violent act
35.
you
I'm a
ever
35-year-old man. No, I mean I have not been exposed to so much gore and like the dark shit on the internet.
I
The
mean,
darkest things I've seen on the internet are not even like super gory or scary. They're just about the people I meet around here, like what kind of things they've been through, and
Yeah, you did write
yeah, yeah,
an
yeah,
article. Yeah.
yeah, article, blog,
Yeah, I
I don't know,
mean,
essay
I've
kind of thing I
encountered
wrote
people
about it.
like that too, but I've never like gotten close to them. I've only like have been a voyeur. Um,
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like what attracts me the most about the internet is not really the fucked up. I know obviously I know there's a lot of fucked up stuff. Like I'm
yeah.
not one to seek them out, so I'll never see them. But like
Mm,
what fascinates me about the internet is just the people in it and how they interact with it and how again
mm,
like because it's such a not unifying, just like collective thing that we all partake in. You can see so many different lives in it. But bad
mm.
lives still make bad stories.
Yeah, I disagree, but sure. Uh,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, me too. I've been into like servers where I had like this friend. Okay, this is like, okay, I had a
Is this
friend.
relevant to the internet thing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
had a friend through the internet. It's an internet friend, an online friend. So yeah, I had an online friend who was like, yeah, I think probably like one of my first ever like emotional like friendships, I guess.
Ah.
And yeah, yeah. I mean, I've definitely not come across people similar to your stories, but yeah, I've built relationships over the internet that I kind of treasure. Although I've kind of like fallen out of touch with these people, but yeah,
Mm.
I do relate to what you said about how people engage with the internet, and how their
Yeah.
lives are like impacted by it, I guess.
We've gone like
um,
really off rails. Like, okay, so we started with like introductions to our life, how we got into the internet, and then how we got into making videos, and
mm,
then we kind of went off because like this is the thing that's kind of hard to talk about this because again like it's always evolving for us, for me at least, right? I think for you as well, right? Like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not just like, okay, this is my internet experience, stop now, I retire from the
yeah,
internet. It's
yeah.
always happening,
It's always
and
evolving.
it's just really hard to quantify as well because it's everything, right? It's just like a part of our lives at this point. Like I can
Hmm, yeah.
I cannot go. It's not even addiction thing. Like I can't imagine like a day without me messaging somebody on Discord because like I just know people from here, like my friends, like the people I've met in real life and people I've done a lot of things with, and so
Mm.
it's just
A lot
yeah.
of things with I've record.
You don't want to know what I
Genocide,
did on
bombed.
September 7th. There's this channel called Hive Mind, which is like a music show channel, game show channel, and
Mm.
they have like this is completely off topic, but like they have this one host. The hosts are like Riley and Graydon, and Graydon's this
Ah,
guy
yeah,
who makes
yeah,
up
yeah.
like
I'm aware.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
aware
think
of
you've seen
the
it,
channel.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like Graydon is the guy who makes like these horrible fucked up stories about how they like shipped the salamanders from El Salvador in 2006, and like it's like really fucking fucked up stuff. But like it's funny. So I just thought I should become more unhinged. We should probably like, conclude this somehow, right? Like, how do we conclude our internet stories? How do we conclude our internet upbringings?
We'll talk about where we are now, I guess. Maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
where we are now. Where
So,
are you
where are
now?
you now?
Man,
Oh yeah, that shit song. Okay, I'd like
ah,
to
you
talk.
know that song, right? Faded.
Yeah, 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 I do. It's like, it's that song, and there's another one called Heroes or like Superhero. You're
Uh,
my superhero, or something like that.
I don't know that one. I don't know
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. So those songs are like staple 2016, 2018 internet
Exactly.
songs.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like ingrained into my mind every time I think of like tutorials.
Where are you now?
Yeah, yeah, tutorials and like fucking like amateur let's plays and shit. It's always those songs, and oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
they're
The fucking
they're
the faded breakdown. I still remember like it goes like da 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 da
yeah,
da
yeah,
da da
yeah.
da. Oh man. Speaking of faded, so this is the worst. This is one of the worst like experiences of my life. Like genuinely, like I was at a guitar competition, my first one ever, and I
Mm.
was very nervous, and I was like kind of not into guitar anymore. And I had two songs. I preferred some like classical song, and then I played Ed Sheeran's "Faded," a guitar cover, and I failed horribly. It was like It was so bad. Like my dad is usually a really supportive person. Like he's like, "Ah, son, you did well, but you could have done this and this." He's like, "Dude, it was really bad. It was really bad." Like he looked at me like I was traumatized from that experience. That's why like Faded will never leave my memory. But it's not even it's not YouTube tutorials anymore. It's pain. It's real trauma. I'm traumatized.
Well, I mean, at least you know how to play guitar. I think I spent like 3 or 4. I mean, you wouldn't call them years because like I spent a year like slowly getting into drums, and then I had like 2 years off, and then we shifted like houses, and then I started again, and then I went to the place for like 6 months, and then I stopped, and then after like 10 months or so, we shifted houses again because we do shift houses like kind of frequently. But now we're settled. But I went to another place with another instructor, and I went there for a year, and now I've stopped again. But yeah, drums was like you have to practice, and I don't have that kind of time right now, and I don't think I ever will. I don't really
I mean,
care
drumming
about it
is a
as much.
drumming's a bit different.
It's
drumming's a bit
definitely
different
it's
than, like,
definitely
guitar.
different. It's definitely different. Yeah, I
In
mean,
that like,
it's
how do you
yeah,
like? I'm just like, questioning. Like, no offense to drum players, but like for guitar, the reason why I am getting back so into it now, like I've been playing it a lot more recently, is because first of all, like a lot of the songs I love, they could be played through the guitar. Especially as I get into more like indie rock
yeah.
and rock kind of stuff, and I can just play the songs, and these songs that mean so much to me. I can just play them, and I might play them really shittily. I might not know how to sing ever, but like I can convey these emotions, and they provide me kind of emotional catharsis through playing.
Yeah.
But how the fuck do you do that with drums? You just
Yeah,
like
you
it's a
can do
rhythm.
that.
Like,
Yeah, you can do that.
yeah,
But
that's why it's kind of
I
like
do
tedious.
yeah, it very tedious. Yeah, but I do like the drums because you do like feel cool. But I guess that applies to like all instruments, I guess.
No, I don't. I don't feel cool when I play guitar. Like, I feel like I feel fear for my failure. Maybe it's like something ingrained in me. But yeah, it's mostly an emotion where you're so into it. You're so into the song that you do not care what like anybody says. Like that kind of thing. Like,
I mean, drums is fun, but like again, you have to like spend a lot of time really learning how to like coordinate your hands and feet like differently. Like right now, if you like give me like a drum set and two drumsticks, I would be atrocious. Like if you like take like 10 days break, you'd like lag behind enormously, and you always have to be practicing. You'd always have to be like on top of your like practice sheets. You'd always be able, and also it like encroaches upon your life as well, because whenever you sit down on a desk, your hands just like start tapping the fucking paradiddles and shit.
That's a great excuse. You can just annoy people, and then somebody says, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop!" You're like, "I'm the drummer, dude. You don't get it."
I mean, still now, my legs never ever stay put. I am always tapping on something, and it's just fucking, it's just a pain in the ass. But also, drums is fun. I do like listen to like drum covers every now and then, but I never, I don't think I'll ever get back into drums, unfortunately.
Maybe if you move closer to Europe, we can start a band called Purposes of the Pale or something. I'm just saying, like, if you had like people around you who also play instruments, that would be definitely a lot easier, right?
Oh, yeah,
Whereas
definitely.
for guitar, because guitar, what's interesting about guitar is that it can be a one-man show, like pretty much, all the time. So like, when you incorporate other people, that's where it kind of like, oh no, I'm gonna get judged. No, so I get kind of scared. But I feel like drums.
Also,
really,
like by the end of my drums journey, I kind of fell out of love with it and fell more in love with like piano and also guitar, but I never like got into like doing them. So yeah,
you should play the piano. Piano is fun.
Piano is very cool, yeah, but not the keyboard. I specifically like the piano. I don't like keyboard. Keyboard shit.
What a privilege.
Also, it's yeah, we've been going at it for quite a while. I haven't been talking very eloquently today for some reason, but
maybe you can like drink some more water or like take some bit of time to like segue into stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I mean we haven't
pause.
we haven't recorded for a while, have we? So it's probably from that. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
like,
We're getting a bit rusty, but it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I feel like it's we still covered some pretty good ground here.
yeah, yeah, we
Um,
did.
what do we? So let's see. We still need to kind of close out on our topic, but we kind of went off to like talking
Yeah,
about faded
we can
again.
talk about what we're doing now, and then we'll end it.
Okay, I'm gonna start then.
Okay.
So I guess let's conclude this by talking about how our relationship with the internet has been recently,
Yeah,
or right
crescendoed
now,
into now. Yeah, yeah.
crescendoed into now. I wish life was as smooth as a crescendo. No, it's usually just a bunch of fucking stumbling around. Blah blah blah. The instruments are all fucking breaking. It's like, what the fuck is happening? That kind of thing. But yeah, I wonder if by the my goal at the end of life is to become like a musical breakdown, where it's like the big climax is happening and stuff. But yeah,
Well,
I get a lot of bitches. I
yeah, definitely.
so internet. In my opinion, the internet right now is very crucial to what I do, and it's what I love to do, and it's because like in real life, fine, right? I like people in real life now. I like some people. I talk to them. It's very good. It's cool. But I feel like if I didn't have the internet, like this part of me, like that can allow myself to create and do this kind of stuff, I would be a completely different person, and I would never throw it away for anything. And like the thing is, sometimes you don't like people, like so for me it's like
Sometimes you
no,
don't
no, no.
like people.
Okay, let me
Yeah, yeah,
let
sure,
me
sure,
rephrase
sure.
it. Let me rephrase it. I like people. I just don't like them for extended a lot of I just don't like them for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
When you go past 2 seconds, I'm like, it's fine. So I usually try to have some alone time, like every day or something. And if I
He's an
didn't have this
introvert.
kind of, I guess, yeah. But so if I didn't have this outlet to just create on my own, then I don't know what the fuck I would do. It's a really scary thought, and hopefully I don't have to think about it. Hopefully like the internet doesn't collapse in like 20 years.
Yeah, it definitely won't.
What
I
about
mean,
you?
let's be honest. Yeah, as for me, same applies. Actually, really. For me, my social being is like more confident because of what I do on the internet. Somehow, because like what I do kind of brings me like purpose. Purpose of the pale. It brings me purpose in life somehow. Even though I don't really take it really that seriously, but still I like what I do, and yeah, I want to do more of it, and it does bring me confidence too, because like whenever I go to school and I see my classmates like engage in like co-curricular activities, which are like all give like provided to them, or like they're made to choose between these co-curricular activities by the school, and they do choose them and they do them wonderfully, of course, but I just feel more confident that I'm doing my own thing, and I feel
Yeah.
fulfilled, even
You
if
feel
I haven't.
independent.
Yeah, I do, and it's a really it's a feeling that I treasure, and without the internet, it definitely would not have been, possible. And so yeah, it's internet is shit, the world is shit, and people are shit, but
And we are shit.
yeah, we're shit, but like
So yeah.
yeah, that's just what life is, and you just have to be content with it, and you just have to make it through, or maybe change the world, but that's just too much for me. So
Yeah. I mean, I think from what we've said, we both have a pretty good relationship with the internet. Like, it's not encroaching on our lives too much.
Yeah.
We also have something
I
outside
mean,
of it, but it's really
yeah,
helped us.
our lives have become kind of the internet, so I wouldn't say encroaching our lives, kind of.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey yesterday. It's like Stanley Kubrick made that film in 1968.
Wait,
And
Stanley Kubrick? Is it Kubrick or is it the George Lucas guy?
no, it's Stanley Kubrick.
Oh shit. Who the,
Yeah, it's he
okay.
made that film, and that's kind of the primary reason why people accuse him of helping with faking the moon landing. Are you aware of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know the whole conspiracy. Is
Yeah.
it because I've not seen 2001? Is it because it has some like space imagery?
Yeah, it has incredible space imagery. It has incredible like everything, dude. It's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's an incredible film. It has immaculate vibes, especially by the end, which it just turns into a fucking acid trip. I'm not gonna spoil really, but
Damn.
yeah, it's my kind of film if you get what I mean.
So yeah,
It's like, yeah, it starts with okay, I'll briefly talk about it. It starts with apes, as you've probably
yeah.
you probably know. It starts with apes and them like, fucking being apes and like growling at each other and like beating each other up and shit. And like the whole film has a very weird vibe of like, I don't know, it just made me feel really fucking existential, I guess. I don't know. I don't know any
Okay.
other word, but yeah, it made me feel really weird about like being human and shit. In like this huge fucking thing, huge fucking time thing. Yeah, I don't know. A very few amount of movies have made me feel that way and made me like 2001 is not like a horror film. It's not even anything close to like a cosmic horror film, but it's probably one of the best cosmic horror films that I've ever seen for some
Unintentional
reason.
horror.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we're ready to end our first episode.
Indeed, this one was fun, but I did not speak as best as I could. But it's because we were getting rusty. But the next episode we're gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. You did well.
Thank you. This is just for laying down the lore. This is just for like so we can reference back. So
Yes.
So we
that,
have this
so
like
that
whole narrative
the lore
built up.
masters in the future have somewhere to begin.
Yeah, so like 500 episodes later will be like a sci-fi fictional roleplay story, and they'll be like, what the fuck happened?
And Vati Vidya is gonna make a video on the purposes of the Pale.
Man, that'll be the dream. Thank you for watching this episode of The Pale. I'm Curious, and with me, as always, was Gray.
Yes.
And we'll see you in The Pale.
Goodbye.